Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about subscriptions and value. Now, this is a response to some of the comments we had, particularly on our Neverwinter Xbox One video, when people were saying that Xbox Live Gold, or particularly every Xbox One user uses Xbox Live Gold. I don't agree with that, to be honest, because I'm not an Xbox Live Gold member. I haven't been for a while. My Xbox Live Gold actually ran out the day after the Neverwinter beta finished, and I saw no reason to renew it because honestly I don't play it. And that leads me into the point of this video: is subscriptions are only valuable if you're using the service consistently. You know, again, there's a lot of subscription services out there. There's a lot of gaming subscription services. You've got your PSNs and your Xbox Live. You've also got your MMOs on the PC side, particularly World of Warcraft. And you've got WildStar, you've got SWTOR has an MMO subscription option, should we say. And they're all, it is one of those things in the gaming industry that more and more companies seem to be looking at it as from a subscription point of view. I know EA launched EA Access on Xbox Live, which is okay if you play EA games, but again, if you're going to get the value out of these subscription services, you have to really be playing the games a lot. I mean, if you're someone who just logs into, let's use World of Warcraft, we'll use that as an example. Say you only log in once a week to World of Warcraft and you play it once a week and it's $15 a month and you're playing 1 day a week. You're not exactly getting the great value out of that. I can't remember how much that is. I could work it out, but your pay per session is pretty it's pretty bad. Someone who logs into World of Warcraft every single day and spends a few hours in every single day, it works out at what, 30 cents a day or something like that. That's very good value for a subscription. It's the same for Xbox Live. If you're playing on Xbox Live every day, it's great value. It's what, $5-6 a month for Xbox Live. I don't know what the price is in dollars. It's what, £5.99 pounds it is in the UK per month, or you can pay, well, it's $40 a year, I think it is, in the US for Xbox Live. Or is it 40 or 60? I can't remember. It's £40 a year in the UK, I know that. I don't remember how much it is in the US. But again, if you are logging in every single day, if you're playing, you know, whatever you want to play, whatever multiplayer you want to play, whatever, Call of Duty mostly, or FIFA in the UK, Madden in the US, what most people play on their Xbox Live. If you're playing them every single day, it's great value. It's great value. Same with the EA Access. Now, the problem with these systems is if every single publisher decides to introduce a subscription, then it's gonna suck value-wise, because, you know, you can't be playing every single game at the same time. If Ubisoft suddenly decides to have a subscription program, then unless you're playing Ubisoft games all the time, unless you're like a big Ubisoft fan, I mean, who would be these days? The amount of shit that's come out from Ubisoft in the last couple of years. Assassin's Creed, we're looking at that. We'll make a video on Assassin's Creed. I hate that game so much, but I've played most of them. I've played almost every single one of them, and I still hate them so much. We've never really bothered with Assassin's Creed, and but yeah, again, EA, it's great if you just play EA games. I mean, who does that though? Who just plays EA games though? I mean, you do get early access to certain things, like demos. I mean, come on, demos, early access. I mean, used to give them away for free on, you know, as downloadable things. Used to get them for free. Used to get them on demo discs with magazines. Remember those days? Remember that good old days in the 90s when you used to get your official PlayStation magazine? You used to get like PC Gamer or whatever, just so you got some free software. Nowadays we don't care because digital distribution, we can download a demo in 5 minutes now. We could probably download a demo quicker than it would have took to install it back then. That's the sad old thing. I remember just getting PC Gamer purely for the demo disc content, but then again, you know, they're charging you for that now. Someone decides, let's charge them a subscription for that just to get EA demos, essentially, which is quite a poor system, to be honest with you. But again, it's all about that value. As someone who pays a Star Wars The Old Republic subscription, because I play it every day. I subscribe to WoW occasionally. I maybe subscribe for maybe 3 months, and then I'll let it lapse, and then I'll maybe come back for 3 months and, you know, do a few things in WoW when I get a bit bored of SWTOR. But I never really stay sub to them both. at the same time. It's interesting that the previous video that we did, we talked about the token for World of Warcraft and whether this will change some of the attitudes of subscriptions, and will it add more value to subscriptions? I think that's one of those things that it may do. I mean, it may do in the long term. It may add that little bit more value, because you could play the game, subscribe, you know, from the traditional sense of paying with your credit card, and then maybe save up enough gold. So if money's tight, you have IRL money's tight, you could, and you've got a surplus of in-game money, then you could buy that. So the WoW token may work out well in that sense. It may keep people subscribed longer for that point of view. And if that does work, fair play to Blizzard, you know, that's a very good system. But when we talk about these subscriptions, I don't like all these subscription services, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're only going to use that product, because I have both a PS4 and an Xbox One, and I don't like paying for the two of them at the same time. Both subscriptions tend to stay on PlayStation Plus just because I own multiple PlayStation products. I mean, that's why I think I get good value out of that. People say it's a rental service. It's not a rental service, it's a subscription service. If you don't know the difference between a rental and a subscription service, a rental thing, you pay for the game or the movie, and when you finish with it, you send it back and you get another one. I used to subscribe to LoveFilm and get games and movies via that approach, until they stopped doing games when they merged with Amazon. That was a shame. I mean, it just kind of killed it for me from that point of view. So when they do that, so when you rent something, if you want to rent another movie, you have to send the previous movie back, or send the previous game back to rent another game. In a subscription service, you keep all of the games while you're subscribed. That's the difference for PlayStation Plus and something like LoveFilm. That is, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, you keep all the games in your collection. It's not when 1 month finishes, if you've downloaded the game or if you've added it to your purchase list, your purchases, you can purchase it, you know what I mean, the purchase list, you purchase it but don't download it. What I'm trying to say is, so if you add it to that, and it's always going to be there for you as long as you're subscribed, you know, but you will lose access if you unsubscribe to PlayStation Plus. But the reason I subscribe to PlayStation Plus is more along the lines of, I own a PS3, a PS4 and a PS Vita, so I'm getting a free game for each of those platforms per month, sometimes two. I think you get like two PS3 games sometimes each month. So you get like two PS3 games, you get a PS4 game and a PS Vita game every month. That's good value for me. It's good value for anyone who does. If you just own a PS4, maybe not so much. And if you don't really bother with multiplayer, then yeah, not so much there. But because if you own multiple PlayStation products, it's pretty good, actually. I think it's pretty good. Xbox Live, you get your free game as well, but the games don't tend to be that good. I mean, we're getting Tomb Raider. Xbox Live is what, Tomb Raider this month? The Xbox 360 version, not the Xbox One version. Come on, Microsoft. Surely you can pay. You paid out for the exclusive rights to Rise of the Tomb Raider. Surely you can pay out for Tomb Raider. Incidentally, Tomb Raider was available about a year ago on PlayStation Plus. I already own it, so it's not a reason to subscribe to Xbox Live. Getting The Witcher 2 was pretty nice. That was back in February. Back in January, should we say. I did get that for download. The good thing about Xbox Live Gold, we have to say, is you get to keep the game. So if you're not subscribed to the game, then you can keep it. And you can keep access to it. But PlayStation Plus, you lose access to your games if you let the subscription lapse. It's not that much. Again, they're fairly cheap for Xbox Live Gold, but again, it's about value. It's about value. I don't really see the point in buying a year subscription if I'm not going to be playing it all year round. That's my personal philosophy. I'm not paying for this a year in advance and then, you know, I'm going to go 3 or 4 months without ever touching the thing, because that happens, you know. I do that. I'm not really a console gamer these days, more on the PC. The PC, incidentally, we have, apart from MMOs, we have very few subscription services. You know, there's things like the Battlefield Premium. There was the Call of Duty thing that Activision tried a few years back. Why would you want to subscribe to play Call of Duty? Why would you want to play Call of Duty, a modern Call of Duty in the first place? Go play the first one. That was awesome. Second one was awesome. But all the rest after that, after Call of Duty 2, yeah, I didn't really care about it. So it's interesting to see how how these subscription models do evolve. I mean, World of Warcraft is probably the shining example of the subscription model. And the thing about World of Warcraft is why it was so successful at the time is it came along at the right time. Part of it was timing. You know, it's 10 years old, World of Warcraft. It came along at a time where MMOs, they weren't huge. They weren't huge. And WoW was the catalyst for all other MMOs, really. It wasn't the first MMO, as some people proclaim in chats when they're trying to troll, but it was the first big, successful MMO, and it did usher in the genre of MMOs into the mainstream, because, you know, games like EverQuest and, what was it, Ultima Online, and the MUDs that you could play, the text-based MUDs, multi-user dungeons, they are, if you don't know what it means. Yeah, they were kind of a little niche market, they were, and until WoW came along and made it mainstream, and it did come along at the right time with the right product. You have to credit WoW for a sense of timing. Timing was everything. Timing's everything in the gaming industry, you gotta say. It came along at the right time, and no MMO that's going to come after it is going to unseat it. I think that's why Blizzard cancelled Project Titan, because I think they realised that they're never going to top WoW. They're never going to get that. It came along at the perfect storm. They had the perfect storm. They had the right marketing behind it, no doubt. And it was a pretty interesting game. I played it for a little bit back in the day, and I think I got to like level, I don't know, 17, and just kind of wasn't really into WoW at the time. To be perfectly honest with you, back then. But I checked it out, and yeah, I did play since vanilla, so at least I can say that. I only made it to level 17. Probably still got the account somewhere. Probably still got the character. It's a different account I'm playing on now, but yeah, it would be interesting to see that character still there. Probably got the name purged. I can't even remember what it was called or something, anything like that. But yeah, I can't remember what class I played. I think I did I don't even know. I think it was a might have been a warrior. I'm not sure. I played to level 17 anyway, so didn't really get very far back then. What was the level cap? 60 back then? 60 was the cap, so yeah, didn't get very far in that. So yeah, I mean, I just didn't think it was worth it, to be honest. That was why. But again, it did come along at the right time, and what's happening now, if you look at a modern MMO that launches in the marketplace today, let's take WildStar, let's use that as the example. In fact, no, we'll not use WildStar, we'll use the Elder Scrolls Online because it's going buy to play. If you look at Elder Scrolls Online, game SWTOR, we look at Secret World, and we look at games like Lord of the Rings Online. All of those games launched with the purpose of competing with World of Warcraft. And not one of them, well, one of them is technically still subscription. Whenever this video goes out, hopefully it might go out before it goes buy to play, but it is going buy to play. It's going buy to play is the Elder Scrolls Online. Not one of them has remained exclusively subscription. They've all either gone buy to play, games like Secret World, buy to play, Elder Scrolls Online is buy to play, and you've got your SWTOR and Lotro. You've had countless other MMOs as well come out and go buy to play. DCUO is another one. Well, DCO went free to play, should I say. But yeah, we've seen quite a few of those games. Not one of them has stuck around. And the reason WoW gets to stick around as the king of the subscription games is because it has that history. It has that player base that has played for 10 years. You know, a lot of the players have played some on and off for 10 years. Some have gone away and come back to it. But it has that history, and it has that, still has that marketing. If you look at the Warlords of Draenor marketing, they had the Gorehowl, the big, what was it, Hellscream's axe they had in the taxi cab in Times Square. You know, they pay a lot of money. Blizzard are very good at marketing their MMOs. That's why they've stayed on top, because they're very good at hype. They build the hype for their games. They don't do a very good job in-game of building their hype. I think SWTOR did a better job in-game, but certainly in the gaming media and in the mainstream media, they really do build their game. And again, just look at WoW, the stories that have been about WoW in the mainstream media, about WoW addiction, and you know, some are positive, some are negative, most are negative because it's the general media, that's how they perceive gaming. But yeah, look at a lot of them. It's free publicity for Blizzard. It's always World of Warcraft that gets covered. It's always that. Always World of Warcraft, most of the time it is. But anyway, that is why it's managed to kind of carve out the mainstream player base. It's come out of the niche, and a lot of MMOs that are launching today just want that. They want that piece of the WoW pie, and they're not gonna get it because people aren't gonna leave WoW en masse for an MMO. It's not gonna happen. SWTOR didn't work. You know, Age of Conan didn't work as well. Another Funcom game. These games just didn't work. Lord of the Rings Online again did not work. Came along, a lot of hype, big names behind them, and just failed miserably. But again, WoW has the history and WoW has the marketing to get that, be that subscription. So subscriptions, they're kind of falling away because again, we can't subscribe to multiple MMOs at the same time. It's not viable. It's not really practical. Again, it's low value subscribing to multiple MMORPGs. We can maybe, you know, I don't see the point in subscribing to 2 console subscription services, so I'm not going to subscribe to 2 MMOs. I think that's why we've seen the rise of free-to-play and buy-to-play as a pricing model, and with cash shops seems to be the way to go, because you can spend what you like and customize the experience to however you like with free-to-play, and buy-to-play to a lesser extent. Buy-to-play, you expect more product. And buy-to-play, free-to-play, you get, you know, maybe a basic concept. If you look at SWTOR's free-to-play, you get the story, essentially. You're just paying for the story. If you want MMO features, you're going to have to pay for them. That's the way I'd describe SWTOR. It's a free-to-play, single-player game with some paid MMO content, with some MMO trial features that you can pay for if you want to. That's the way I look at SWTOR's free-to-play model. Whether it's a good model or not, I don't know. I've never really checked out the free-to-play model. I've never really tried it, to be honest with you. But, you know, I've always been a subscriber to that game because, again, I raid and I do end content regularly. So, and I log in every day. So that is why I remain subscribed to Star Wars: The Old Republic. But again, it's all about value. That's what the conclusion is. Whatever you put in to it is, again, what you should be paying out, I think. That is the basic concept of subscriptions. So anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.